Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about compound interest. So, compound interest in traditional terms is applied to the financial sector, and what it means is it is the accumulation of value over time by a single asset. So, in effect, that would be I invest $100 into a given company, and over time that $100 grows in value. So as the company becomes better and better and more valuable, my $100 share could rise to, say, $150 and $200 over time. But I think compound interest can be applied to many other areas too. And I think it's a good piece of common wisdom to say that any success that you have in life comes from compound interest. So I think it can apply. Compound interest, in effect, is kind of a way of thinking about your habits. So, for example, I love to read and I love to program, although I'm not as good at it yet. But every day I set aside an hour of my time to do each of those things. And gradually I've noticed my reading skills improve, my vocabulary get better, my thoughts become sharper. And with programming, I've noticed that I'm better able to understand the syntax, my problem solving is more intuitive, and I'm better able to solve errors when they inevitably arise. So I think James Clear says it best with the power of compound interest, but he describes how when picture yourself in a really warm room and you're trying to get water to freeze. So say you start at like 45 degrees or something like that, and the temperature is gradually decreasing by 1 degree. You don't realize that you're actually making gains by deleting 1 degree and going lower and lower and lower until you get to 32 degrees and you break that critical threshold, and all of your hard work and the time you put in eventually pay off. So I guess in effect what I'm trying to say is a lot of people underestimate the value of just showing up and doing things. It goes for fitness too. You show up 4 or 5 days a week, work out really hard, and you will notice gains over time. It may not be obvious to you immediately after like 2 or even 3 months, but you'll start to lose weight, put on muscle, or gain weight if that's what you're trying to do, if you're trying to bulk. But it won't immediately become obvious to you, but it'll become obvious to other people. And over time, you'll gradually separate yourself from the people who aren't putting in that work. So with that marks the end of this video, but I encourage you guys to stay the course. Think about how the power of compound interest not only applies to finance, but can apply to how you take care of yourself, your habits, and things you do on a daily basis. So don't look just at the returns of the things you're doing today, but think about how they can compound over weeks, months, years, and eventually decades. Best of luck.